Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world permanently frozen in place. In a single night, every drop of oil on Earth has vanished. Petroleum functions as the invisible, foundational scaffolding of modern globalization. When it disappears, the machinery of our interconnected world shatters instantly. Because over 90% of global transportation runs on petroleum, millions of cars, buses, and trucks would roll to a stop, turning the world's highways into massive, permanent parking lots. Above us, the aviation industry, entirely dependent on jet fuel, would be permanently grounded. Thousands of flights would be canceled immediately, stranding travelers and severing express cargo routes. Out on the open oceans, massive diesel-powered container ships would drift aimlessly. The global supply chain that moves the physical goods we rely on every day is completely paralyzed. That paralysis hits home within hours. Modern supermarkets operate on fragile, just-in-time logistics, typically holding only 2 to 3 days of inventory. Once panic buying starts, those aisles empty out almost immediately. By the end of week 1, the initial shock settles into a terrifying reality. Humanity finds itself geographically stranded, rapidly burning through local food supplies and completely cut off from aid. As the transportation freeze sets in, a secondary, far more dangerous shockwave moves through our complex chemical systems. Modern agriculture requires heavy-duty farming equipment, tractors, combine harvesters, and irrigation pumps that run almost exclusively on diesel. Without that fuel, crop yields instantly plummet. This diagram maps our planet's carrying capacity, the maximum number of people Earth can feed. That high line is only possible because of synthetic fertilizers made from petrochemicals. Without them, our agricultural output crashes, leaving billions without a reliable food source. Oil is also the foundational raw material for plastics, synthetic rubber, and chemical lubricants. Without active refineries, the production of essential medical supplies like IV bags, synthetic fabrics, and vital computer components grinds to a total halt. By the time the first month ends, we are no longer dealing with a logistical nightmare. The loss of industrial agriculture and basic medical materials becomes a direct threat to biological survival. While local communities struggle to survive, the overarching systems that govern global wealth and security begin to fracture. Global stock markets crash in hours. Millions of jobs across logistics, aviation, automotive, and manufacturing vanish, creating a wave of sudden unemployment that dwarfs any previous economic depression. Simultaneously, the world's most advanced militaries find themselves paralyzed. Fighter jets, naval destroyers, and mechanized armored divisions run entirely on fossil fuels. Their sudden immobilization leaves wide-open power vacuums around the world. Since most international oil is priced and traded in US dollars, the disappearance of the commodity leaves the global currency system without its primary anchor. This petrodollar mechanism collapses, triggering immediate economic ruin for nations whose entire wealth was tied to oil exports. Global power rapidly consolidates in regions holding abundant arable land, fresh water, and the rare earth minerals necessary to rebuild the energy grid. Resource wars pivot from crude oil to basic sustenance. The disappearance of one single physical commodity redraws the boundaries of power, wealth, and national security. Fast forward a few years. For the populations that survived the initial starvation and economic collapse, the sprawling, interconnected era of globalization is decisively over. Society enters a phase of hyper-localization. Because mass transport no longer exists, communities have no choice but to become self-sufficient, pivoting back to highly labor-intensive traditional farming to grow their own food. Megacities rely on a constant, high-volume influx of food and water from distant sources. With long-distance supply lines severed and urban inventory exhausted, these centers become uninhabitable, driving a mass migration back toward localized agricultural zones. The electrical grid itself does survive. Power plants running on nuclear, hydroelectric, solar, and wind continue to generate current, sparking a desperate global push to electrify local infrastructure. However, constructing miles of new power lines and installing wind turbines is an agonizingly slow process without the heavy, oil-powered construction equipment we used to rely on. To fill the massive logistical void, older technologies return to prominence. We see a massive resurgence in traditional sailing ships navigating international waters to slowly rebuild global trade. On land, day-to-day logistics revert to electric rail systems, bicycles, and animal-powered transport to move goods between neighboring towns. An abrupt end to oil forces a regression in the scale of human connection. The resulting fragmentation proves that a deliberate, managed transition is the only way to sustain the reach of modern civilization.